Hi guys, I'm playing games today on Asus ROG Ally. Just doing an update. There's no update, so I'm gonna go back here. Gonna show you that if you go into performance on your Armoury crate, you can change the GPU setting, and this is where you change it. So it says auto 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G, 7G, 8G. If you had an XG mobile connected to this, you need to use auto, right? I don't have the XG mobile. I use 6Gs. So 6G is the 6 gig of VRAM. And then you click on optimize all. Mine's already set, so I don't need to do that. Radeon Super Resolution RSR is on. AMD, sorry, let me try and drag this thing down. AMD Super Resolution RSR is on. AMD Fluid Motion Frames is on. Radeon Anti-Lag is on. Radeon Boost is on. Radeon Chill is off. Radeon Image Sharpening is off. Echo Assist, Extreme Standby is on. Modern Standby Assistant is on. CPU Boost is on. Right, Extreme Standby Mode. When enabled, Extreme Standby Mode provides even longer battery life under Modern Standby. Note that the power indicator LED light will be disabled under Extreme Standby Mode, so that's on. Then it says Modern Standby Assistant. ASUS helps your system enter hibernate mode to save battery life. To avoid excessive battery drain, we will put the system into hibernate mode if your machine exceeds the power setting beyond a set period of time that's enabled. Then CPU boost. CPU boost is beneficial for tasks demanding brief periods of high processing power, such as gaming, video editing, and complex calculations. Enabling CPU boost can result in significant performance enhancements. During these activities, by default, CPU boost is activated, but you have the option to turn it off to conserve power. This is CPU boost. So this system is a Z1 Extreme. It does boost all the way to 5.1 gigahertz. System stats, it's got frequency, it's got memory frequency, temperature, voltage. That's CPU stats, GPU stats, frequency usage, memory frequency, temperature, voltage. Right, it does say 2,377 megahertz, fluctuates 5% usage. 6,400 megahertz is the memory frequency, 49 degrees Celsius temperature, 755 MV is voltage. Then it's GPU's voltage is 947 MV megavolts, and then it says temperature 45 degrees Celsius. Memory frequency is 400 megahertz. Usage is 0. Obviously, I'm not playing any games right now. Frequency is 800 megahertz. Memory storage RAM 5.397. 9.7 gigabytes, 54.6% storage, 436.8, 594.4 gigabyte, because I've got a SD card installed, right? 73, I mean, not installed, but in the system. 73.5%. Fan speeds, CPU fan 1, 3,200 RPM, CPU fan 2, 3,100 RPM. Fan acoustics 19.6 dBA. Right, so operating mode, Windows, silent, performance, turbo, manual. Manual means you can set up your own TDP. You can change it how you like. So if you don't like 30, you can use 20 watts. If you don't really play AAA games, you can even use less than 20 or even 10. It depends what games you're playing. I just leave it on turbo. This is how the system was. I don't know what Windows is. That might be a new system, and I don't know what this would do. So that is a new one. I've not seen that before. Like I said, this was recently updated, but I'm just going to leave this on turbo. Right, it's actually put my my brightness down, so I'm going to go into control and kind of lift that back up. So I didn't know this had a difference. It doesn't show up in here. This is silent. Performance is 15. Silent is 10 watts. Performance is 15 watts. And turbo is saying 25 watts. Oh, of course, it's not connected to the power right now. So if I set this to Windows, right, and then I go in here, Windows is it's saying it's 15 watts. Operating system, Windows is 15 watts. Okay, right. I'm gonna leave it like that. I can change it in the game just to preserve power. So Windows is 15 watts. It's the same as performance. Uses the default Windows settings in your chosen power plan. You can alter these options in setting system, power, and sleep. Silent limits CPU and GPU power but keeps noise levels extra quiet, even turning off the fan entirely for 0 dB workloads. Perfect for presentations, movies, or casual light gaming. Silent. That's like 10 watts. Performance is 15 watts. Windows is also 15 watts. That's a new option. I told you, update your Armoury crate. That's new. I didn't see that before. Balances performance. Balances performance, temperature, and acoustics for any scenario. So performance is something you'd probably prefer. Turbo maximizes power to the CPU and GPU for high performance gaming and work with maximum airflow from fans. So basically, this is like AAA titles. Manual is something you can set by yourself. So a reminder, manual mode setting will only take effect after you apply them. So like this one, I told you, you can set up your own things. So CPU SPL is 15 to 25 watts, SPPT 20 to 30 watts, FPPT, I don't know what these are, it's saying 25 to 35 watts, right? Okay, so wait, I think it did show something. Maximum APU power limit to sustain 2 minutes. And then this one, maximum APU limit, power limit to sustain 10 seconds. And then this one is maximum sustainable APU power limit. Then it's called fans. You can control both of your fan speeds in here. You can also undo them. If you make a mistake, you can undo them. I'm not gonna mess around with this stuff. I just use turbo, but I will leave it in Windows just to, just so it's fine. Like I said, there was an update for Armoury Crate. Mine is version 1.6.6.0. So if you haven't updated your Armoury Crate, you need to do so now because there is an update for that. I've recently updated mine. Like I told you, I got three extras. You see on these, I got operating mode, control mode, AMD RIS, keyboard, real-time monitor, FPS limiter, show desktop, embedded controller, AMD RSR, that's super resolution, game library, refresh rate, resolution. I use 120 and I use resolution, 120, refresh rate is 120. Resolution I use is 1280 by 720. You see these 3 rows were added with update. So, I mean, these 3 rows weren't here before, just at the top part, but this is new. So now I was able to add game profiles, Aurora, and LED lighting. So I can change how bright they are, and Aurora is to change, obviously to change how they look. You know, I can change the color of this. It's the color of the RGB. Because everything else in here, I mean, I've got everything that I need. So, I mean, you guys can set your stuff how you like. The control mode is just desktop gamepad or auto. I leave it on auto. Embedded control is like if you're using a DualSense controller and for whatever reason it's not been recognized, you can actually tap that and to turn it off, and then it only recognizes what it's connected to. So that's if you have issues. I don't have any issues with mine, so I don't need to change anything. There's got some stuff in here about videos and your account and all that. It's just got account stuff in here. So I have my account, I'm registered on this, so it's fine. Got game live, it's got Xbox Cloud Gaming, Xbox, Steam, those are the ones I use. EA app, I don't use it. Ubisoft, I don't use it. GOG, I don't use it. I have accounts with all of these. I got EA, because I used to play a lot of Battlefield games. So obviously EA, back in the day, you know, before it became an app, you used to control those games. So I have an app. I play Watch Dogs, so that's Ubisoft. GOG, that's like World War something, World of Warcraft type games. So obviously I've got an account with them, but I don't play games on these. I just normally stick to Steam or Xbox. I don't really use Xbox that much. To be honest, I don't play Xbox games. I play Steam games or cloud gaming. So these two where I installed these, but this one is just something you need to have, especially if you have this system, because that's how it is. Xbox comes with Windows. Right, so I don't want to use the big picture mode. I like to come into here and find Steam. I'm going to find Steam and just get Steam to run as desktop. And it might go into big picture mode, it might not. I hope it goes into the normal desktop because I don't like the big picture mode. The reason why I don't like big picture mode, for me, I'm just going to say it on my own, for myself. I'm not saying this for anybody else. I don't want you to think, you know, I'm just talking a lot of stuff here. I'm just going to say it for me. I don't like big picture mode because a lot of my games don't work on big picture mode. like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. They don't work with the DualSense when it's connected. It doesn't work properly. So I just like the desktop. That's why you find me coming into here on this one. It says midweek deal, dead cells, entropy effect.